Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Reina Creole. Of course, bringing you that spice to sci-fi and pop culture analysis. And welcome to our continuing series of reviewing episode 2 of House of the Dragon. Last week we were on Abu Nas' channel. Now this week we're on my channel. And we have a special guest with us. Zod Ryder is here with us.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. I love you both. This is awesome. I watched last week's episode and I just got to quote my good friend Fatal J. Winter is coming.
Absolutely. Winter is coming. And not only that, my favorite house, the only house as far as I know that, well, I shouldn't say the only house because I like the
House Stark
Tyrells
forever.
too. Because Tyrell, you cannot beat Lady Olenna. Lord have mercy.
The
That
queen of savagery. I'm not going to say anything too sad.
Didn't we see Stark? Didn't we see Stark recently? The Stark of the House of the Dragon timeline. We seen him.
Yes, we did.
He
Stark,
has
and
blondish
Baratheon.
hair and he's
We sure as heck did.
I kept expecting them to maybe put Sean Beam in a wig and bring him in and just have him play the same character just to be funny. I kind of thought maybe they would do something like that, but
that was so freaked me out. I'm telling you. I wanted to, but folks, thank you so much for being here. Gonna run through and say hello to everyone. We're kind of on a tight schedule. Totally my fault, but we got plenty of content for you tonight. As you can see from the ticker down at the bottom, we're doing no spoilers until 7:50. We'll give you plenty of heads up. When it's time to let the spoilers fly, you can't say that you were not warned. So we will definitely let you know. So let's see. CJ, my thumbnail guy, is here. Says saying there will be no spoilers is a spoiler. Dang it, you ruined it for me. I'm sorry, my dear.
CJ, we are so excited, man. We wanna just really like take all the good ingredients, turn it up, and just be like, yes, this is the flavor that I savor. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes you don't want to hold back, man. You need to just get all the good stuff out. Sure, everybody else is doing it.
Mm-hmm. And CJ, of course, made that banging thumbnail from us for the show. So thank you. He always makes cool stuff for me. And there's Zachary 315, channel member, says, howdy, Lorena, Abu Nas, and chat. Good seeing ya. And hello, Bonzo Kilborn says, what about toxic femininity? Okay, so here's what's going on with that. I have kind of like a family situation that's going to take me away from doing toxic femininity for a couple of months. So that's kind of why this show is only like about an hour. So that's why. So I will be coming back to toxic femininity, back to my old spot in a couple of months. But pay attention to Toxic Femme because I may be popping in on that show one way or another for a quick segment. So that's what's going on with that. So definitely support the ladies over there. Your girl is still producing in the background and all of that. I just won't be on screen for a while. So that's what's going on with that. Hey, Dylan C says, woo, stream time. Absolutely. We got A2D2, one of the kick-ass wrenches of mine, along with Zachary 315.
One of the best
CJ.
ever.
Hello to the dynamic duo. Good seeing you. We got Osa Fresh 1990.
Oh, shit. I just realized.
For the third episode.
Look,
you matching. There you go.
Matching. I didn't even realize it was
you got yourself ready. That's House Abu right there.
And thank you for subscribing, Osa Fresh. I appreciate that. Legends of the Brave Bard. Hello. Says it was a little bit boring this week. Okay, well, we're going to talk about that some more. Insult to the human races here. Kneel before God. Man, oof. Superman with Christopher Reeve. That's one of my favorite OG movies. And you see Zod
like never gets old. Never.
Nope. Kneel before Zod. Like, damn.
You would live in peace. with me.
Yes,
That was all.
yes, indeed. And of course, Lady Olena, who is my girl. I love her to death. Queen of Thorns is Bay. You know what? I hope this doesn't echo. Here we go.
Lady Sansa, it is my honor to present my grandmother, the Lady Olenna of House Targaryen.
Kiss me, child. It's so good of you to visit me and my foolish flock of hens.
I love that chick. I
She just,
freaking love that chick.
she's the greatest.
Excellent.
I'm so sad she's gone because dang, I freaking she was amazing. Like seeing her when I was a kid and
Yeah.
then seeing her again on, on Game of Thrones was
She
something
pretty
else.
much made that show.
For real.
Got that right. Hello, John Edgar says, Hail the Reina lads in chat. Well, good seeing you, my dear. Glad you are here. So, folks, let's kick it off. All right. Episode 2 of House of the Dragon. Kind of summarize your feelings about it, non spoiler. And let folks know, is it worth continuing to watch? So,
We
we're
doing
actually going to
spoilers
start
right now, or we still?
we're not doing spoilers for like 10 minutes. So, we'll let
Okay.
Zod Ryder go first.
Well, I gotta say that for me, the greatest thing about it is hearing the Game of Thrones music again,
Woo!
intro, and seeing that river of blood.
What?
Listen, I was geeking out like a little kid, and this episode, I feel like it was amazing because it moves the story along and it gives us that dramatic dynamic, and we get that family, we get that real deep and dark family thing going on that everybody expects from Game of Thrones. And I was blown away by this episode. There were some things I didn't expect, and I gotta say that for me, Matt Smith has grown as an actor, and his acting chops are just out of this world with this character. He's very, it's almost, I think last week it was either you or Fatal J, Abu, that described Damien as like almost Anakin Skywalker, like in a sense, due to his rage and his anger. But I think he's a lot more of a tempered character. I think he's lying in wait. We're going to see a lot more development. And I'm just super hyped. I would say that even if you were disappointed in what we got in the final seasons of Game of Thrones, that you should go into this with an open mind, because it will pump you up again, and it will make you feel like, I don't know. I kind of had this thought process that maybe they were maybe we're restarting in a sense. And I'm not saying they're going to go out and they're going to like reboot the entire thing, but I just feel like this is a great place to start because it's so far. We're talking about what, like 170 years or so from
172
from Game of Thrones, and to hear that music again and to be thrown into all the family and political intrigue all over again in a way that is so masterful. And the cinematography from Fabian Wagner is just out the door, brilliant.
Zack Snyder's Justice League
Again, yes.
Fun fact.
Yes. Fun fact. So,
Oh, really?
listen,
Okay.
I'm hyped. I couldn't be happier, and I actually loved this episode.
Waiting for Zack Snyder to direct an episode of House of the Dragon.
House of the Dragon. Yeah. It's very possible. Would that not be great? Would that not be amazing?
You never know.
Come on. And I want it to be the bloodiest episode in the series when he directs it.
Haters gonna lose their goddamn mind. They gonna hate the episode knowing goddamn well they like it. They gonna hate it because Zack Snyder's name on it.
Man,
yeah, I agree with Zod Ryder. I was in the kitchen thinking that it was just gonna go to the episode, and I was just getting my little snack, and I was like, no way! They didn't even try to
They didn't
They
even
didn't even try
bother
to
to
do
do a
no
new
trickery
theme.
with
They were
No.
like, no.
musical
They're like,
notes.
no,
Nope.
we're gonna go for your throat, and we're gonna show you that this is Game of Thrones
Yeah.
through and through. You are
Yeah,
not.
you know
We're
what?
not. We're
I
not
am
playing
not
with
even
your
mad.
emotions here. This is real stuff.
That's emotions, man. That messed with your feels. That's the
Yes.
thing that really got me. I said to myself, so they actually used the entire. I said, you know what? Whatever wasn't broke, don't fix it. And then the HBO logo, that is synonymous with the damn theme. So you just gave us the whole come back to your roots, come back to Westeros. That's exactly what that was.
Right
Come
now,
back to
now,
Westeros.
Lorena, I have to ask: was that a spoiler? I mean, because if it was, I
No,
No
apologize.
no,
we got
no.
6 more minutes.
It wasn't. And you know what? I still would have allowed it anyway. Because here's my thing about Game of Thrones. I think his name is Ramin Djawadi. Okay.
I couldn't even pronounce his
You
name.
know he did the music to the first Iron Man movie.
Mhm.
Yes, you told me that the other day.
The
I was
first
like,
Iron Man movie, which was
What?
a fantastic film.
That's my
The first
freaking
Iron
favorite.
Man.
The film was the soundtrack was on point with that, and I followed this guy ever since. So when he got the gig for Game of Thrones, I was like, that theme song, that music is just hype. So the first episode, I don't think they did something kind of weird with the music, and I'm like, whatever. I didn't think about it.
Right.
And then you see the second episode open, and I'm like, wait, they didn't do this last time. And you hear the music and all the visuals, it looks like it's Game of Thrones, but it's not, because you
Yep.
see like the trickle of blood becomes like a wave of blood, which there's like blood in the streets, and then it all comes back to like the symbol for the
It's
House
almost like
Targaryen.
foreshadowing what the whole series
Yes,
is
because
going to
you
be
know
about.
that's exactly what it is. Because in Game of Thrones, depending on the season, they adjusted the intro to show where they were going to go that season.
Mhm.
So I heard that, and I was like, oh my god, this is just
You want to
this
build. You want
all
to
of my
build
feels.
hype. You want to build hype. This is a way right out of the gate to tell people, we're back and it's going to be better than ever.
Yeah, I'm going on Twitter. The internet is spoken. They are on board with this now.
Totally.
They saw the just like what we saw, the Game of Thrones intro songs. Everybody was like, man, I can't believe I'm coming back to Westeros after I said fuck these shows. Yeah. They said a lot of harsh things about I'm never coming back to Westeros. What they did
I
to
don't want to
Daenerys, my
freaking did
queen.
that.
And
And
here they go, House Targaryen, right back at it.
that's the main thing that got my attention. If it was House Stark, I wouldn't freaking care. If it was House Terrell, I
You
would have
wouldn't watch
said
it. You wouldn't
little
watch
bit
a
curious,
You wouldn't watch a House Stark show.
I was that pissed off
I
because
kind
of
of-
what
get
they did to Jon Snow. I mean,
I
bad
kinda-
enough what they did to Daenerys, but what they did to Jon, I was just like, no.
His
How you gonna do
whole
all that
dying and
exposition?
being resurrected was pointless.
I kinda have this
Exactly.
idea, this thought that if they were to do, say, for example, if they were going to do a House Stark prequel kind of thing, it would be almost like, the Legend of King Arthur. I could see them kind of going that route and getting more into the mysticism rather than focusing so much on the warring houses per se. Like I kind of could see where a House Stark show could develop if it was done, but it would have to be a prequel because you couldn't. I don't think you could do it. Not that I would be against a Jon Snow, redemption type story post Game of Thrones, but it would have to be done. It would have to be done right, and I honestly think that that's something that we could get if House of the Dragon blows up in the way that I think it's going
up
to.
now. What, more than 20? What, more than 10 million more people watching the show? up to maybe
For real?
15
I
mil
think
or
it
something
was
like
about
that.
10 mil. I do know episode 1, HBO servers got crashed. Like literally, it crashed. And I don't think
Yeah.
it's done that since Zack Snyder's Justice League. So that's when that happened. But like you all were saying, and this is actually, if you folks are history buffs, pay attention. England, the civil war between the War of the Roses, I believe it was. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm freaking blanking what the two houses were. But basically, it was the War of the Roses that they had going on. The Stuarts and whoever the ones who were the losers were. Lancaster, I believe it is. So the Stuart, that was like a civil war within the royal household itself. The Stuarts wound up winning. So from the Stuarts is where you got Henry VIII. All right. You got Henry VIII, him and his other wives that he wound up marrying. And what you see, what's going on right now with House Targaryen, where Rhaenyra is named
Yeah,
as
Rhaenyra.
the heir, they had much crap go on in England when Queen Elizabeth, the first one, not Queenie, now the second
Mhm.
one, the first one, when they made her heir to the throne. A lot of people in England were not happy. They were trying to take her ass out. And she had to play people for years and take their money and everything. It's literally, it's word for word what it is. So for some people who are like, oh, well, this is completely a wham and power story, it's just like, no, go back in history and see what happens, especially in Europe, when the only heir is a woman.
Mhm.
I am
It's
so
what happens.
tired of the narrative that just because you have stories that have powerful, goddess female
Thank
characters,
you. Oh, so fresh, man. I'm
it's
doing
some
blank.
sort of a negative thing. Let's be honest, if it's done right, and like you've just pointed out, Lorena, historically, when you take this fiction like this and you base it off of some historically accurate scenarios, you will see that throughout history there were a ton of badass, ruthless female leaders throughout history that did what needed to be done. And I gotta say, I love stories like this. So for me, I've never understood the narrative that if it's just got strong female leads, we need to stay away from it because it's trying to destroy the patriarchy and all this other BS. And to me, it's just like, no, get into the story and find out if the story is worth it. And if the story is worth it, then go along with the story. I mean,
Well,
I think you talked about this last week, Abu. Like, whatever happened to just watching something and being entertained and
yeah.
taking the story for the material that it is at face value and seeing where it goes.
Mhm.
Exactly. So speaking of face value, folks, we are in the spoiler territory right now. So
Get
if you
the
don't want to
hell
be
out of here.
spoiled,
Don't want no spoilers.
you need to get out in 3, 2, 1. All right. Episode starts off. Corliss comes storming into. I keep calling it the Privy
My
Council,
man was
but
not
that's
playing.
English history.
The Privy
The
Council, yes.
Privy Council, right? Which is pretty much what it is. He is not freaking happy because y'all messing with his money, his ship's intact. And what did y'all think of how he came in there? Because when we saw him in the previous episode, he's very statesman-like and
I
cool and what
loved it. I love
this
that
one.
it showed his.
Remember, this
It
was
just
pretty
showed
much
you're not dealing with no loser here. You're dealing with somebody that's got something to say. It's dope.
it was now remember, it's already been 6 months since Emma Aaron passed away.
Mhm.
So from the last meeting of the small council, when he was all statesman like trying to tell Viserys, look, we got some problems up there in the stepstone, man. So we need
Mhm.
to, kind of try to nip that shit in the bud. I was just all right, Evan, don't worry about it. They're not with the crown, blah, blah, blah. And then Otto Hightower, bitch boy of the year. Oh, we'll put that under advisement. 6 months passed. Now here come Corliss because they fucking with his money.
I gotta show y'all this.
Who does Hightower remind you of from the original Game of Thrones, huh?
I had to show y'all this. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I meant to pull this thing first.
Yep, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I mean, Otto is such beta. He's beyond beta energy. So he's sitting up here telling Chorus, we'll compensate you. Motherfucker, I've been asking about this for goddamn 6 months. I don't want your compensation. I got money. You dumbass. What we gonna do about this? Then Viserys like, oh shit, oh all right, it's real up here. Okay, look, of course, check this out. Well, I'm working back channels, man. We doing certain things. I'm trying to make everything smooth, man. So don't get your blood pressure up, brother. God, well, brother, don't get your blood pressure up. Let me just smooth this out, and then we can go back to business and get this money. And then Corliss is like, all right, whatever. What are y'all proposing? What are y'all trying to do? Daemon Targaryen. And he said, yeah, man. I mean, come on, y'all up there dragging your goddamn feet. You the same thing you did with Daemon. Daemon didn't even go to the Vale. He said, fuck a Vale. He went straight to Dragonstone. Yep. And now the goddamn y'all said any of it for the past 6 months. Y'all didn't even breathe a word to it. Now all of a sudden y'all willy-nilly behind this. Like,
they need to stop messing with Daemon. I mean, it's you know what, the dude's trying to be cool, but they I don't know.
And the other council members, Beesbury and Lionel Strong, they just sitting up there like, and they drinking a little drink.
Whatever, I ain't in this, y'all. Shoot, whatever. I ain't getting in that.
Corliss Velaryon. That man, what did I tell you? I told you this guy is going to be that truth. I said it before even the show started. I said to myself, this guy, he just has this look like he's going. If somebody said he was going to be the next Tyrion, he's like, no, he ain't the next Tyrion. That man is his own dude. I built everything from my back. And I ain't had nobody to help me. I ain't had no powerful king.
He's got the heart of a lion. He's got the heart of a lion.
He does, because he's just like, you don't be messing with my money. Mm-hmm. Don't be messing with it. You freaking need me. And of course, this is kind of like where we see Viserys again. It's kind of like, okay, I need to be the king. I need to calm everybody down. And I don't want to threaten the free cities.
The super cool
like,
king.
F the free cities. Pretty much.
There you go. Beesbury, come give me a hug.
He's like, let's have a kumbaya.
We should just call him the love king because his emotions are just so he's all in his feelings.
That's pretty much it. He's all love, and you need to get along with the free cities, and he kind of like F the free cities, shoot. And he's like, okay, now who do you think funds this crab dude?
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
for real.
He's like, all right, okay. Yeah, John Ware Jr., we can handle this like gentlemen or get into some gangster.
For real.
Woo!
That's where Corliss Velaryon is at now. I'm ready to do my gangster shit.
That's exactly, where he was, where he was with that. And hey, Tracy, how you doing? Since I'm so tired of everyone comparing these characters to Game of Thrones characters.
You're absolutely right, Tracy. They are their own characters. This is their own stories. Ain't really nothing to compare them to. I mean, we like our characters from the original Game of Thrones. We hung out with them for 8 seasons, so we can't just forget them just like that. But now we got new blood. Now we got a new show and a new direction. And even better yet, a completed story that now we can follow from the beginning to the end.
Exactly.
And it just feels so natural and organic, and it's so beautiful to have it be that completed story. I mean, it's something to be really excited about.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then Rhaenyra came in. Father, you got dragon riders. Everybody stopped. Otto Hightower was like, the fuck did she say?
Maybe we need to pat you on the head. Here, why don't you go pick a new night owl?
Good night owl for yourself.
Corliss was like, at least the princess has a plan. Even Viserys was like, oh shit, really?
It actually made freaking sense.
He didn't even know what to do until Otto
She
said,
wants to
"Your
show
grace."
force. She knows what's going on.
Yeah, your
So see,
grace.
here the thing is, and
Right.
it's funny because
Send her out to work with the king's guard.
yeah, go, grown folks are talking.
Those
It's kind
knights
of
are
like
dying to see her.
yeah, it's like when Rainus is telling her, "Oh, well, you're basically still, just pouring drinks for him." It's like, no, 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 no. It's not about her pouring drinks. She hears everything that they talk about,
Yep.
everything.
She
So
has a
she's
gold
got
ear.
this much amount of intel. That's why she was like, you got dragon riders.
Burn these motherfuckers to the ground.
Exactly. Why are you waiting for it? But he wants to.
That's why Otto was like, "Oh no, your grace, maybe the princess we
I
need
know.
to get." I'm telling you, this dude is just like, oh my god, I just want to punch him in the mouth, man.
He's just wormy, and then they go to pick out, amongst the knights that they have, and they had this dude who looked like he wasn't missing any meals or anything like that. It's like, oh, he caught poachers. Really?
Chickens.
I killed a couple of rabbits.
Yeah, I did that today. And she's like, why do I want somebody, to protect me and to protect the king who hasn't seen any real combat? And I was looking like, shoot,
Here
you
comes
too
Kristen
smart for your
Cole,
own good.
looking all GQ, handsome and everything. Got the black thing, yeah, man. They're looking for Renera. See, Renera had a back like this, and she was like, thank you for your service. As soon as Kristen Cole came in, she was like,
hey.
I seen you do this and this. I was like, God damn, the thirst is real.
Absolutely. I just found that real interesting because she's just like, why do you want to pick some dude who can't protect me? And I'm thinking, yeah, why are you okay with this, Otto? Well, we know why he okay with it. But it just sets it up where she's going to be in his ass, and he does not appreciate that, especially given what happened later on. Because Damon, he considers himself now Prince of Dragonstone. Can I just say how good it was to see Dragonstone?
Yes. See, and this is another reason why this show is working. Visually, they're telling you that you are back in the world of Game of Thrones. So with all the seasons that we spent, whether it was in Winterfell or King's Landing or the Reach or the Riverlands, you're going to see all these iconic places that we lived with for over 8 years in Game of Thrones. Dragonstone is one of them. And just the fact that, whenever we saw Dragonstone, we saw Stannis Baratheon and everything, but knowing that is the ancestral home of the Targaryens, everything in that building has dragons, has this. The only thing you would see was the banners of Stannis and this, that, whatever. But just them in the room where the painted table and the dragons, that's exactly where Aegon Targaryen, the first of his name, died. That's where him, Visenya, and Rhaenys plotted taking over the Seven Kingdoms. So that place is literally iconic. So seeing that, and especially the cinematography,
Vivian Wagner.
How he put that together was so it looked mystical.
It did, because I couldn't even. It's like Dragonstone. I'm like, why does that? Yeah, okay, whatever. And then as soon as you saw that shot in the room, I'm like, oh shoot, I remember this place. And it was just like, I loved seeing it. It was shot beautifully. Even if you hadn't seen Game of Thrones, it still looked good. And you could, like you guys were saying, you could feel the mysticism of that place and why it's so important to the Targaryens.
It looked better than Game of Thrones at that moment. Like, yeah.
But from that, see, knowing that Corlys Velaryon wasn't going to get no help from bitch boy Otto, he said, you know what? I'm going to fucking bypass all of them. So he went to Rhaenys and was like, listen, we're not getting nowhere, but we need the support of the king in this. And it probably hit him because they're both Valerians. Both the Valerians and the Targaryens are all from Valerian descent. And Corus made it very clear that his house has been in Valeria probably longer than the Targaryens.
He said that,
says
right?
that.
He said
literally
that.
said it. He said it.
So he's in the mindset that we're all connected. So him and Rhaenys went up to Viserys. It's like, look, man, we need to join our houses, because we could be more prosperous, more powerful, knowing that we are connected with each other. Shit, we already married into each other's families anyway. Why not even continue it? With my daughter, Lena, and have and my son, Leonor, go with Rhaenyra, and we will lock this thing down.
There wouldn't be a story if he did that, though.
Yeah, well, the problem was, like I said, Viserys wasn't, and this is the weirdest thing. He wasn't even thinking about, wanting to get married again.
No.
But he was very comfortable having a little, fireside chat with little Allison, keeping them company and saying the exact thing. And I know, I'm saying to myself, was she really in on this from the beginning with her pops? Even though she, at the first was like, in his bedchamber in the first episode, a little bit timid behind it.
Though.
But he didn't say, get in the bed, girl. Nah, he didn't say nothing like that. He was distraught. So she sat down, read the thing, and I think they kept going at that pace where they're just very cordial. They're talking, and the bond is kind of growing.
Realizes, Abu, that she's being manipulated, though, when it's suggested that she visit again.
Because that's what her dad said. Need you to visit the king. And then he said, wear your mother's dress. He said that too. So there's a reason why she went to him the way that she did. And he pretty much got the girlfriend experience from her because she, I understand what it's like. I'm just trying to comfort you, whatever. When one of his figures broke, what did girlfriend do? Couple scenes later, got it fixed, gave it to him. He was like, all in his feelings. And then when they knocked on the door, his face changed immediately. So yes, you're right. She's manipulated into being in on it. But the threat from her dad is like, you better lock this up.
Right, because I don't want him marrying nobody else but you.
Nobody
because
freaking else.
Knew damn well.
Exactly.
If something happened to him, Daemon Targaryen is coming after him first.
Exactly.
Because he told Viserys last episode, it's a fucking cunt, Mike. That man is an opportunist. He's a second son that ain't have shit to have and the water to draw it out, and he's an opportunist. He telling Viserys, I know this guy. I know people like him, but Viserys couldn't see far past the trees.
He couldn't see that. It's like that again. I'll bring it back to history. All right, Henry VIII. He had his first wife. Then he wound up meeting Anne Boleyn. Her father hooked that up. Said, I want you to get in the king's ear. I want you to get in the king's way. Do all of that to get him to divorce his wife.
Stuff's
that
been going on since the beginning of time.
Completely. All freaking set up what they did. So I think with her, she knows that she doesn't. Well, let's put it this way. When they drop the fact, and y'all, I forgot let's not even that go his there. Daughter was like, but anyway, we'll say that.
Yeah, meanwhile, Corlys gets to Viserys and like, look, man, let's just lock this shit down. All right. Wed the daughter. We'll take care of the son part, and we can lock everything down.
Right. He wants a solid union to the point where there will
it's just unfortunate
that no problems.
Right. It was unfortunate that the daughter was 10. So it just
she's 10 or was she 12?
She's 12.
She was 10 or
she's 12.
Oh, she was 12. Okay. And she went and she was told she wouldn't have to bed him till she was 14.
This was the funniest thing because the little girl is just sitting up there like pretending that she's older than she is. And she's carrying a nice conversation.
She'll give you these airs.
Yeah, she said she'll
give you airs.
Flew Balerion, the Black Dragon, and he was like, "Oh yeah, well, he was kind of old back then." So they talking about the dragons and everything else. So it was just about as innocent as it can get until she stopped and she had to recite the lines.
Yeah, she did what she was coached to say.
What she was coached to do. So I mean, some people got cringed behind it and blah blah blah. But you gotta understand, medieval Europe was on that tip from
That's
the
what it
get-go.
was.
I don't even know why. And then I'm getting mad because somebody trying to argue me down. I was like, yeah, well, you got fucking people up here being groomers for sexualizing kids, but you bitching and moaning about a damn fictional character. Shut the fuck up.
They did the same thing in Game of Thrones with Sansa
Exactly.
and Joffrey.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
I mean,
so-
granted, Joffrey wasn't, ancient like Viserys, but it
Yeah,
was
well,
the same deal.
Viserys is not like ancient, but
I
you know
know,
what?
but that much
scene-
of
the
an
scene
age
itself was
difference.
done great. It was
that
for
was
what it was in
right.
the context. And Viserys looked at her like, all right. What did your mother say? Oh, well, she said, and I was like, and he just like, okay, well, let's keep walking.
You better than me. I'm thinking he's probably like, I ain't waiting 2 years.
And not waiting 2 years. I don't know. He wasn't. His heart wasn't into it.
Yeah,
He
wasn't going there anyway.
No, because he
but
was
he
just
wanted
very tactful,
Yeah.
about it, realizing that she is, that she is a child.
Yeah.
And I think he was looking at her the way that he would look at his own daughter.
Right.
And it's
he
kind of just
couldn't
like,
pull the trigger
yeah.
with that. Not so much not because he loves his cousin, Rainey's. Remember, they're first cousins. Well, Emma was first cousins too, and she married.
Yeah, they kept that all in the family. When it comes to them royals.
They're Targaryen. They're the blood of the dragon. You say anything otherwise, you're gonna get the treatment. Like Maegor told the Faith Militant, keep fucking with me. I'm gonna burn your asses down. That's why when we got the Game of Thrones, High Sparrow running this damn mouth because stupid ass Cersei gave the thing to bear arms. Where Jaehaerys told them that, look, Faith Militant, check this out. I understand that y'all upset, and I'm banging my sister. Hey, check it out, man. We're Targaryens. We're above men. We're closer to gods than men. So this is our tradition. I know your tradition is that. That's good and all that, but we gonna continue doing what we're doing. But we will support the faith and we will support everything else going forward, as long as you know your place. Because you see my dragon, Vermithor, right there. Yeah, he's gonna be the equalizer. So don't do it. I know. You see what Maegor did with Balerion the Dread, right? Don't go that route. It's not gonna work. And they said, you know what? Have at it, Jaehaerys. That's how come he had that 60-year reign of peace. Nobody's not fucking around with the Targaryen. So this is the same thing here. At the very least, Rhaenys, Viserys, and Daemon were extremely close as children. Why? Because their fathers, Aemon and Balon, were brothers. That was extremely close. Balon avenged his brother after he got killed by those pirates. He went on a Terminator killing streak, wiped out all those guys that was involved, came back to his dad, Jaehaerys, and said, I did it, Dad. I avenged my brother, but he almost broke down crying because he misses his brother. That's how close they are. That was the reason why I know how close Daemon and Viserys are. And Rhaenys, even though she was the queen that was never was,
queen that never was,
still rise hard for the family and said, look, if I have to give my daughter to my cousin, at the very least, he's somebody that I can respect, I love, and this, that, whatever. But at the same time, we still need to get the houses together. But unfortunately, Viserys, as you said, he couldn't look past her like my own daughter. And it is what it is, But Otto, he wasn't pimping his own daughter.
Otto has a plan, and it's a snakish plan, and he knows exactly what he's doing. That's the only reason why I made reference to another Game of Thrones character who's very, very sneaky and slimy, and I think you know who I'm talking about.
Littlefinger? Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah. But speaking of Daemon, I'm sorry, go ahead there.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, speaking of Daemon, so don't you love it when you find out that Daemon stole an egg, and not just first of all, the dragon keeper coming in and he's speaking in High Valyrian.
Oh yeah, he was broken hearted.
What's going on? And it's gone. And well, how the heck how the heck could this dragon egg get stolen from the dragon keep? And they're like, no, Damon is the one who took it. That's why. So what you gonna do? Tell the prince? No,
That's not a good idea.
no,
Gold
you're not
cloaks will
gonna.
come down on you in a heartbeat.
No, it's like you're not gonna do that. And they're just like, well, what egg did he take? When Renair
The
asked,
egg.
the egg, the one that was supposed to be for Balin or his son, and he freaking took that.
Yeah,
And
Viserys got his ass up. He was like, all right, fuck it. I'm gonna have to go out there, take my brother. But now Otto Hightower, now he wants to put on the fucking cape. Now he wants to be Superman.
Right.
Oh,
Now he wants to be
you're
Superman.
great. No,
He hit with the swords and all
no, we
that.
cannot let you do that.
he
No.
kidnapped.
I will
Oh.
take the reins and bring back the rope. I'm sitting up here like, oh, this is gonna be good. So now he's getting all the little armor and shit, and all in his eyes. He's like, oh, please God, no, don't let me do this shit. But Kristen Cole was in the back, and it's like, well, we got your retinues ready, my lord, blah 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 blah. Give my lord
If
hand,
that
blah blah blah.
fight
And he
would
told his
have
daughter before he
happened-
leave, keep your eyes on the prize, all right?
Yeah.
Go back to the bed
If
chambers
that fight would have
tonight.
happened,
She said
he would have
tonight.
been.
I want
he
you to
would have
go
been
back
slaughtered.
there tonight.
He would have been.
Go and keep him company. You
Keep
got
him company.
instructions.
You know what I'm saying? If your little titties start showing, you make sure
Slaughtered.
you let them see that. All right, because I might not come back.
I mean, you talk about a bloody mess. That would have been. That
I
would have
might
been a
not come back
bloodbath.
alive,
If that
so
would
you
have
better
happened.
get your shit together.
No way.
Said you got your
No
orders.
way.
You know what to freaking do. Stick
You
with
know
you're
what I'm
right.
saying?
Stick with the plan. That's pretty much what he went and told her. Hey, a positive fan for 99 cents super sticker. Thank you so much, my dear. The diamond.
Oh, man.
Appreciate it. Her is also
was-
watching House of the Dragon too.
Oh, yes. I'm telling you. I just make everything. I try to make everything comical to actually try to make sense of this whole thing. And just the fact that, they went out there, and this pretty much was the best part of the show. From the cinematography,
I agree.
from the acting, from the dialogue in and of itself. Now, Hightower coming out there with two King's Guard, the Lord Commander and Kristen Cole, and a couple of red shirts that was ready to die
Red
for the
shirts.
cause. So now he's walking up there, willy-nilly, really feeling himself. And then all of a sudden the music start rising up. And then here come Damon, badass as always, dark sister in hand, got the egg. He like, welcome to Dragonstone, Otto. He don't even call him the hand of the king. He's like, welcome to Dragonstone, Otto. Can I help you? Damon Targaryen, you are just defiling your house and your name and the king. And it's like, you want the egg? This is what you want, right?
Mhm.
And then he was like, oh, okay. Well, you need to put down the egg and get rid of your whore. And then he turned around like, I thought he was going to explode then. He just like, and he and then he saw Kristen Cole. He said, Kristen? Is Kristen said, oh, apologies. Oh, I couldn't recall. Oh, well, maybe my prince would have recalled when I unseated him off his horse. And Damon's was like,
Yes.
that's cute. I like that. Still put him in his place. I was like, that is my boy Matt Smith. He
Damon
did not
was-
do
Damon
no wrong
was
in this role. I'm telling you.
Damon was so cold-blooded and cool in that scene. It was just like this is
Not
what
even a
top
care.
tier acting is all about. Matt Smith
And
killed it.
dumbass Otto sitting up there like, you men of the city watch, how dare you go against this? The city watch look at this retard right here.
I know.
Look, man. He put us together. We loyal to our prince.
Mhm.
What is wrong with you, man? What do you think? We would not gonna be loyal? And then Damon even said that, like, they loyal to me. Look, man. Do yourself a favor. Get your monkey asses out of here.
Mhm.
All right? Because
And leave.
I'm not going nowhere. This is what it is.
Especially, and this is one of the things that I love about House of the Dragon, how the dragons look. They're even more alive and seem to have their own personalities, because when his dragon, when they heard it,
Oh, Caraxes? Oh, yeah. Caraxes and this is so beautiful how I guess they're giving the dragons personalities and how they are bound and to their owners or their
Mm-hmm.
masters.
Yeah.
Same thing with Cyrax, with Rhaenyra. You
Mm-hmm.
know, she's very protective of her. You know, she even told the dudes when she came there. But just before that, you know, Otto running his mouth, reckless.
Yep.
And he talking about, yeah, well, we're gonna take care of this and that whore of yours. And he's like, you know what? Fuck you. Pulled out Dark Sister, everybody pulling out their blade, everybody
Mm-hmm.
ready to get willy-nilly. And then Caraxy's like, what's up, homies? What's this? Oh, this is a little gathering, huh? Oh, y'all got weapons? Oh, I don't think that's the thing you should be doing in the presence of my lord, Prince Daemon Targaryen. Well, we could get the business going. And they looking at him like, oh shit. Sheath the shorts, man. She put the swords back in the thing. Put it back. Don't do that. And then all of a sudden, Daemon has still got the Dark Sister pointed at him. Here comes Rhaenyra. Here she comes in
Mm-hmm.
Cyrax, and then so
Yes.
majestic. She goes fly
Perfect.
towards Caraxes, and Caraxes like trying to yell or just trying to communicate with Cyrax. So
Mm-hmm.
then she takes the turn, comes back, lands in there. Badass. I was like,
Even the dragon, it's almost like a cat trying to, get settled in.
Yeah.
When they said that's
Yeah,
exactly how
perfect.
that dragon was.
but the
It's
way
like,
how
mm-hmm.
majestic Rhaenyra just looked on that dragon, and she just
Calm and
you
cool
know what
and
I'm saying? She
collected,
dusted
just
off,
ready to
got
handle
on
go.
there,
this.
and she walking with that strut like Daenerys, walking with that strut. The red shirts bowing down, you know. The Lord Commander and Crit and Cole, they bowing down. Otto Hightower stuck on stupid. It's like, Princess, what are you doing? I'm here to prevent the bloodshed.
Yes.
Because she should have said, because if my uncle touches you, you know you're gonna be the first one dead. So
Mm-hmm.
back up.
For
Let me talk to
real.
my uncle. You know, got
Exactly.
back into High Valerian. And the Damon like, he's like, fuck, man. I know this is your castle, but you're not of the age. So what? I can't live up here. So he said, but hey, come on, Damon. You know, really? That's my father's thing. And the way they talk to each other, you know, there is love. There is love and respect right there.
Exactly.
So when they were told him, like,
Exactly.
what are you gonna kill me? I'm the reason why you are out of here now, you know? So go ahead and kill me. Damon, like, and he gave her like a look where it's almost like a smile, like, okay, I see what you're doing. Here, take the egg.
He's
Like
right
the
here.
way he like
Yeah, he just-
the way he
he just
quar-
threw
the way he quarterbacked the way he
Mhm. Yeah, take
quarterbacked the egg to her
Yup.
was perfect. Like that scene was just showed you right there what you were talking about that respect. Like, listen, it's cool. We're gonna work together in the future. Here you go.
Yeah, here you
Like,
go.
no problem. I'm not
Well,
trying to do all that.
yeah, man, he was
Exactly.
gun ho. He told Otto, "What you want this?" And it's like, well, that's the king's thing, and he was hugging it, and it's like, this is what you want.
He was just messing with Big Raj. Thank you so much for that
Playing his
$1.99
ass
Canadian
out.
super sticker.
Big
Thumbs
Raj
up.
in the house.
Such a big supporter of so many of the
Amen.
challenge. Thank you so very much,
Yeah,
my dear. I
Damien was
appreciate
never
that.
going to, never, ever was going
Nah.
to harm Rhaenyra.
No,
You
not
know
at
what I'm
all.
saying? Because, like I said, despite all the things that happened
Blood.
between him,
Blood.
yeah, it's blood.
Mhm.
And he's
Yeah.
like, that's Viserys' daughter, and Viserys is my brother. I am never going to, no. Yeah, it's like, here, take the egg. I'm good. You know, he said, oh, well, the wife's pregnant? Oh, one day. She walked away. I was
That
That was-
tripped me out.
that
She's
was
like,
brilliant.
this
One
mofo,
day.
I'm out.
That was brilliant. One day.
Well,
he
he will
said,
be
yeah,
one
one
day.
day. You know, then he walked back into Dragonstone, the gold cloaks, like, salute. My man walking like, Prince of the city, baby. Ain't nobody gonna touch me.
Mm-mm.
And he told this girl, he's like, listen. You know, we'll put something together. I just had to do what I had to do. I thought my brother was going to come. That bum ass, punk ass.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? I would have murked him right there. But you know, I'm a new Damien Targaryen. I'm more mellow now. You know?
Yes.
Oh, and then they go back to Actually, one of
James
the highlights
Landing.
of she'll say, "Hello, positive fandom. Hey, my dear." She says, "Episode 2 has been enjoyable, and there are so many things to talk about. It feels good to get that feeling back." Yeah, it
Amen.
does. Just to be able to talk
100%.
about, something that you like, something that that you enjoyed sitting there and watching. And that's what I love so much about this episode, and to kind of push things a little bit forward, because I was waiting for this when Viserys tells the Privy Council, yeah,
Now
I'm
everybody came into the council room, and when he
mhm.
said, "I have an announcement to make. I'm finally going to get married." Now Corliss is sitting up here like,
I got this. I got this.
It's
That's
in
what
the
he was doing.
bag. It's in the
he
bag. I'm
wanted to do the
pushing the
He was
Cadillac
bag
hearing
right
so
he was
now.
hearing
bad.
music. He was hearing the disco music in his head for real. He was
He
hearing the
just had
wedding
this
march.
little slide, but he tried to keep it professional. He's
Mhm. Like,
Right, right.
all right, let me make sure I don't look surprised, but very dignified. But oh yeah, this gonna solve everything. And Rhaenyra's kind of just like,
His little girl gonna be
yeah,
queen. Yes.
yeah, she gonna be queen. I'm gonna love this. She's gonna get finally what she wants. Our houses are gonna be united. We're gonna solve this little problem. Everything is gonna be all right. Rhaenyra is just like, yeah, okay, he's probably gonna, you know, marry Lady Lena. Okay, she's really young. All right, but his duty is to the kingdom.
She
So,
even said that
so
in
she
their
even
private
said that.
conversation. She
Yeah,
said,
she
Totally
was
understood that. She
totally
totally
understood.
and she was at peace with it too, and that was a beautiful scene.
Exactly. But
that
she
was a
came to
good
that when they're
scene.
just talking with each other, and he's saying, pretty much like after her mother died, just kind of how
Yeah.
closed off he was,
You,
and he didn't really know how to talk to her,
mhm.
and kind of with them fumbling in the beginning about talking to each other, and then having a deep conversation with
Right.
each other to come to the understanding where he says, I don't want us to be estranged, and she's just like, this is what you have to do,
It is
and I
so
understand
rare.
that.
It is so rare to see a character like for whatever reason. I seriously enjoy watching Viserys Targaryen for whatever reason, in terms of his psyche, his personality.
Mhm.
Even though he tries so hard to have everybody get along and everybody under the surface is damn near hating each other, and he tries so hard to try to see the good things that could be going forward. And
He's like
even with
Gandhi.
Rhaenyra,
He's like Gandhi.
yeah, in a
Mhm.
way, yeah. And with Rhaenyra, he makes it very clear it is hard for me to even look at another woman or try to get with some, even if I'm kind of attracted to them. It's your mother just cast a big shadow that is never gonna go away. Even if I get married, I'm still gonna love your mother even beyond the grave and stuff. And just really pouring his heart out to Rhaenyra, that
Mhm.
shows her that she has the best dad of all time, regardless of whatever faults or this or that.
Mhm.
That is one of the reasons why when everything went to shit, she was hell bent on how everything went down. But that's way too far in the future.
Mhm.
Right now, she is loving the fact that her father can feel her pain, can feel her anguish,
Mhm.
and being the adult now, because she's looking at her like, I, sometimes I think of you as my only child, my only daughter, but you are a very capable, woman, and I'm not changing the laws of succession. See, he already knew that even if he had a son, he told Rhaenyra, I'm not changing the succession. The succession is staying with you.
Mhm.
You are the one that's going to take over, period. And that was it. And that's what really got her smiling, that at least my dad is in my corner.
At least my dad has my back, and
Back.
that's the
Yup.
main thing that she was just worried about. So
I
when
fucking
she
love that.
heard that, it was
He
like,
made
all
that
right,
loud and clear,
very clear,
Yeah.
because as a young girl, having your dad having your back no matter what means the world
I
to you.
can I can I can I can attest to that. For all of us that have daughters in their lives, it's a thing where it's like, I want everything good to be for you, and if I can have it in my power to give it, I would do it.
Mhm.
I am just like that with my daughters. So when I see that in Viserys, I see a little bit of me. It's almost like you could do whatever you want. I want you to succeed. you deserve this.
It
You
was
know?
so genuine, and it's like at that moment
Yes, he is.
you realize that he truly believes that she'll sit on the Iron Throne someday.
Mm-hmm.
He's not no longer looking at it like I need to have another male heir. It's just I'm gonna have to get married out of duty. But here's the thing: you're there. This is your placement. This is your
Mhm.
destiny. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like at that moment, everybody should have believed it. It was
Yes, sir.
played out that well.
It sure was. So thank you so much, Teresa, for that 99-cent super sticker. A beautiful, lovely, lovely rose. Beautiful as you, my dear. So thank you
Thank
so,
you.
so very much. In Positive Fandom, she sums this up perfectly. Seeing the emotional expletives of men is as appealing as seeing their masculinity. Yes, it is. To see those, to see that contrast, the very masculine traits. And then it's just kind of like, you know, you're a man, but you're still a man when you're trying to protect your children and letting them know that, you they are your whole entire world. And that's how we felt that, which is why you felt the knife go in and twist when he says, yeah, I'm going to marry the lady Alicent Hightower. I knew it was coming.
Ouch.
I
Yeah.
I
love this
knew it was
meme.
coming.
Whoever put this meme together is a genius. The girl is the nastiest skank bitch I ever met. Do not trust her. She's a fugly slut.
When you saw Rhaenyra's face,
Oh my gosh. It
I'm
was
like,
no, she turned around and was like, because he said, I'm not going to marry. Wait a minute. No, he say he was gonna marry Elena? I forgot.
he didn't even
No,
say that. He
no,
just
No, he
said
didn't bring
he
straight
her
just
out
up.
went
who he was going
right.
to marry. Yeah, because we
Okay,
thought he was going to say Lady Lena. That's what
right.
people were like, oh, yeah, this is, he talked about it. We
Oh
talked about
my
it. Okay, this is
goodness.
what he's going to do. When he said that Lady Alicent Hightower, it was like pick the needle off the record. What? Literally, the look on people's faces was like, what? And Rhaenyra, just the realization on her face, and you see the
When she
tears
turned
in
and
her.
watched her, yep. And
Yeah.
Allison
You just
couldn't
you
even do
just doomed the
nothing but
kingdom. That's
kind
what
of
you
lower
did. You
her
just
head
doomed the whole
down.
thing.
And she had the eyes like,
Hmm.
You
no,
just,
bitch, no,
my
you did.
own father
You no, you
just
did.
stabbed me in
You
the
sitting up
back.
here next to me, sitting up here praying in the God's woods and all of that, and did that, whatever.
Mhm.
And you trying to bang my dad behind my back, like you ain't even like what was you gonna tell me, bitch? What was you gonna tell
Tell
me at the
And
wedding day?
here's the funny thing. It's like she has feelings for Hightower herself. I don't know if you both caught on to that, but I get the feeling that she has a deep love for Hightower, and it's sort of one of those things where that's got to play with your emotions on a level that
I
is
don't know.
beyond
See, the
speakable.
only person that was all sly and shit. No, because when Chorus like Chorus got up and he was like, "Are you fucking
Woo!
kidding me?" And then he looked at
Yeah,
Hightower.
what a
Hightower
joke!
was like this.
Pimping. He's like, don't hate the player, hate the
Don't hate the
game.
player, hate the game, baby.
Like that was the plan from the beginning, and
All
it
along.
was a rousing success. Y'all are
Yo,
doomed.
Carla said, "This shit is a farce. It is idiot." He turned around and bounced out. So
Mm-hmm.
I love the
the
way he
Viserys was like,
bounced. I love the way he bounced. It
Isn't
was
that
yeah,
great?
man, he walked out of there with authority. The Viserys is sitting up here like, what? Wait. Oh, all right. He turned to Rhaenyra. Rhaenyra was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
everybody's
Rhaenyra walked
out.
out.
This
She
is
like,
some
screw
BS.
this heifer. Don't come near me. I don't want, don't even,
Thank
when
you,
we walk,
bitch.
you see me coming, you go the other way.
Turn
Don't even
turn
look at
the
me.
other way. Exactly.
You see me
You
on the
up here
street,
sitting up here
don't say
smiling in my face
And
nothing.
all
said,
the while
don't
you
say
plotting to
a
get into my bed
freaking
with my father.
word. A freaking word to me. And Positive Fandom says, says, I have to give them credit for making that decision with the marriage. Her dad has been plotting that union for a while. The king is a kind man, but I think she has deceived him big time.
Big time. Big time.
You're right about that. Yep, exactly. That
Yeah,
game was rigged
from
from
the very
the
beginning. Yeah,
beginning.
Otto Hightower knew what time it was. He
Mm-hmm.
knew that as long as Daemon Targaryen lives and breathes, his life is in fucking danger. And every time that you say something slick out your mouth, oh, it was appalling, Your Grace, blah 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 blah. Yeah, continue Hightower saying about my pertinence. You know what I'm saying? The only reason that Daemon didn't pick out a sword and put it through his head, it was because of his brother, and he knew it. He knew
Mm-hmm.
that if something was to happen to Viserys, I would be the first to fucking go. No matter who's gonna
That's
be the
right.
king or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
he gonna get his hands on me, and he's a prince. He's a prince of the house of the dragon. What am I supposed to do? He got dragons, and so he would have made sure that I die slowly. So I'm not gonna try to have that happen to me. So I'll try to do whatever I can to mix
I
this
don't
shit up.
know.
And what a way
I
to
feel
go
like
out.
that's gonna happen eventually, though. I
Mhm.
Yeah.
mean, for real.
Well, John Weir Jr. says on the Dragon Demands channel, he said that people who got screeners reported episode 2 is the low point and shortest of the season because of director scheduling. Can't wait for what's next. Oh, I
Really?
totally can't wait for the next episode because Daenerys is just like, Heifer, don't
Oh
even
my
look at me.
god.
Don't even, none of y'all
Well,
got my back. Freaking hate all of y'all people, and you're going to regret it, and all you see is dragons flying and burning stuff up. So I can't, I
I
can't
know
freaking
Corliss
wait.
at the end. He's with Damon now. He was with
Oh
Damon. He was
Yeah,
like,
he was
yeah,
listen, man.
Damon
man.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, I can't fuck with these people no more. They a bunch of snakes. I
Mm-hmm.
tried my best to get the house together. I know my daughter was a little bit young, but look, I said, I know Viserys was an honorable man. He ain't gonna do no slick shit, whatever. That's the reason why I put that together. But I
Right.
Mm-hmm.
knew my daughter was in capable hands because it's all in the family and your goddamn
Right.
way.
Right.
The
So I
union
said,
was the
all right,
best thing.
let's
The
make
best
this
thing for
work. And all you
everybody.
do is
Mm-hmm.
shit on me and
He said,
that
"You
beta
marry this low blood so and so," but
low blood.
mm,
Well, actually, they're highborn. The high towers are highborn, but they're not, Valerian
they're not
highborns. Right?
Valerian.
You're
So
men. We
No.
next to the gods and stuff.
she's a
So
step above that hoe that people thought Damon was going to marry. Do remember? I keep calling the Privy Council because that's what I'm gonna call it. When they there and Viserys is like, who the? We're like his hoe. That's who we plan to try to marry. As soon as I said that, everybody said that.
Well,
yo, Hightower
they
makes it
called
his
her
business.
didn't
He
they
doesn't
call her
have
a
a
whore to his face like a bunch of times? So
Yes,
it's just kind of like, yeah, everybody knows it. It's not like it's a
except
secret.
Viserys. He's like, who the heck is that? They're like, you didn't know that was his
He
hoe.
said, married? Who is he marrying to? His whore.
Right. I mean, it's just
Like almost in unison. They
Lorena's
all.
being kind.
I'm being very kind. I'm
Yo,
being very ladylike when
I'm
I say
telling you,
that.
Otto Hightower is one for the ages. This man
Whew.
sowing the seeds of dissension from the jump, and
I
he'll have no problem calling. Oh, really? Oh, well, hi, Lionel Beesbury. Hi, how you doing? Okay, are you going out for a drink? Yes, me and my wife. We're going
mhm.
out for a lovely dinner. They go out, he's bringing his whore to his dinner.
I
I'm
said
telling you,
Ouch.
Hightower has no chill, none
none
whatsoever.
None.
whatsoever. Folks, so while we wrap this up, I started with Zod Writer. I want you guys to give me your rating of this episode. So, Zod Writer, what would you rate this episode?
I would rate this episode a solid 8. I had so much fun with it, and I just think that we are in for some amazing content as the series continues to wrap up. I absolutely loved it, and I love you guys. Thank you so much for having me here with you
Oh,
just to
thank
talk
you for
about this.
hanging out with us.
It's
Thank
so
you for
fun. It's so fun
coming.
to talk about, something that you're passionate about and you're enjoying, and it's just great to see people as excited about it as I am. So yeah, a solid 8, 100%. I think it was fantastic.
All right, all right. Yeah, so El Presidente, what would you rate this episode?
Oh man, I'm with solid 10 all around. I'm not really, like I said, nitpicking on anything. I'm enjoying the ride. I'm enjoying the ride. The dialogue is so crisp, and
Yes.
because this is a completed story, I already know what the ending is, backwards and forwards. I just love seeing how things play out and how the
Hmm.
actors are acting with what they get, and they are sticking closer to the source material, and they are keeping it authentic. And yeah, even certain things that may be cringe or what have you, they're not shying away from telling the story. It's a fictional story. Don't get your panties in a bunch. It's a story. It's not true. None of this is true. It's all fiction. So just go with the story, but enjoy the political intrigue and stuff like that, which we get in much earlier than anything. But they're going to give you the action and all the good stuff that you come to love about Game of Thrones. So this episode 2, was just like episode 1. I feel like it's gonna be a complete 10-hour movie, to be honest with
Oh
you, by the time
yes.
the season's over.
Yes.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I give it a solid 10. I mean, not to say that you can nitpick on certain things and whatever, but
Hmm.
on a whole, when you enjoy something, you don't even think about ratings or whatever. You just thinking about how can I get to the next episode, you know.
That's true. That's very true.
But you want me to give my expert summary before we take everybody out,
Oh,
like I did with
absolutely.
episode 1? I got
Absolutely.
to do all of this now since I've committed to it since I did it during episode 1. So you let me know whenever you're ready, when you're ready
Okay.
to close out.
All right. Well, folks, I'll just give my last rating. I would give it an 8. I would give it an 8. Not quite ready to hand out the 10 yet because I want to
Really?
see a
Oh,
couple. I
Yeah.
want to see a couple more episodes because I could probably go back and change my rating. But right now, it's a solid
it's solid
8.
8.
Yes,
I got.
Lorena.
It's like I,
Yes.
I I knew
Solid
where
eight.
I knew where it was going, but
Hmm.
I'm like, are they going to surprise me or what are they going to do?
Oh,
But
so
it
if the
was.
next episode is trash, then you could be like, I knew I shouldn't have gave it a
I'm gonna
10.
be like, all right, dang it, y'all. But yeah, it definitely deserves a solid 8. The acting is definitely a 10. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh yeah.
The
Like I
Yeah.
acting is
said,
absolutely 10. The visual effects are a 10. The cinematography
Fabian
is a
Wagner.
10. I
Zack
mean,
Snyder just a leak.
it's off the chain. It's
Yeah.
absolutely off the chain. So if you haven't started watching House of the Dragon,
Steven Toussaint
holy,
is definitely my favorite right now. Him
he
and Matt
is.
Smith, but whoever plays Viserys, Patty, I can't really pronounce his last name, but he is really the surprise in this show so far.
Hmm.
And just his mannerism, the way he's just a comforting face and a person that
Hmm.
whenever you see him in the scene, he just exudes, a good fellowship. That you could just sit there and just really shoot the breeze with him and feel like you're safe in somebody's hands. And what better place to be safe as with the king?
Exactly.
We already seen
Exactly.
like 1,000,000,001 shit kings that we wanted to see. You know what I'm saying? And it's refreshing that they
Mhm.
flipped it on its heel to give you somebody really good and really cool, to hang around with.
Exactly. Exactly. So you want to go ahead and take us out?
Uh-huh. Here we
First.
go. It's on you, my love.
All right. Here we go.
All right, everybody.
Thank you.
Ah, just like I did last week in my review of episode 1, here is my summary of episode 2, House of the Dragon. Man, oh man, this has been a fire show. Can't wait to do episode 3. Let's go. Uh, you know what's gonna happen, right? I just love how these 2 episodes end in this fire. Huh. It's been 6 months since Queen Emma passed. Yeah, fragile peace that wasn't gonna last. Corliss Velaryon ready to ride. on the stepstones for the people that had died. 3 dudes and their crew got this on lock. Shipping lanes is blocked and they need to be stopped. But Sarah said, yo, I don't wanna go to war. Going through some channels that's in the back door. Like you sent Damon to the Vale like he's scared. My dude chilling on Dragonstone for half a year. Rhaenyra is back doing what she do, choosing a strong dude when it's time to rule. She chose Kristen Cole cause he won't back down. Veteran of war whose skills is profound. Corliss and Rainey sought Viserys out to be of one family as they joined their house. House of the Dragon, yeah, that shit's Rhaenyra Targaryen is Viserys Targaryen is Daemon Targaryen, that boy is House of the Dragon, yeah, that shit's Rhaenyra Targaryen is Viserys Targaryen is Daemon Targaryen, that boy is. While Otto Hightower has his plots and his schemes, Viserys in the garden with his future queen. A little too young for his taste, that he thought. But there's nothing wrong with going for a walk. Rhaenyra and Rainey spoke on the succession. Men of the realm won't give you their blessing. If the king gets married and he's blessed with a son, for all intents and purposes, your reign is done. Meanwhile, little Allison doing her job, getting cozy with the king when no one's involved. Otto came through and said, Your Grace, we need to talk. Daemon walking around Dragonstone like he a boss. He got a dragon egg that's meant for your son. Yeah, leave that shit to me, I'll get the job done. He whispered to Allison, yeah, keep the king busy while I'm up here thumping with the prince of the city. House of the Dragon, yeah, that shit's Rhaenys Targaryen is Corliss Velaryon, that man is Aemon One-Eye Targaryen is House of the Dragon, yeah, that shit's Rhaenys Targaryen, that girl is Corliss Velaryon, that man is Aemon One-Eye Targaryen. At Dragonstone, Otto and Cole tried to flex with the little crew they had looking so stressed. The gold cloaks though, them dudes ready to wreck. Prince Daemon laughed at Otto, had that boy vexed. Pulled out Dark Sister, yo, you need to step. Cause if I get the thumping, your ass will get wrecked. Caraxes popped up and said, what it do? You want the dragon fire, then son, come on through. They're pissing in their pants when Rhaenyra saved the day. She told Uncle Daemon, you need to behave. Starting a war when the egg is in yours. Daemon tossed the egg to her and said, now I'm bored. Viserys said, yeah, it's time for me to wed. Instead of little Lena, I choose Allison instead. Rhaenyra and Corliss was like, yo, you for real? Both of them walked out and gave a fuck how he feels. House of the Dragon, yeah, that shit's Rhaenyra Targaryen is Viserys Targaryen is Daemon Targaryen, that boy is House of the Dragon, yeah, that shit's Rhaenys Targaryen, that girl's Corliss Velaryon, that man is Aemon One-Eye Targaryen is House of the Dragon, yeah, that shit's Rhaenyra Targaryen is Viserys Targaryen is Daemon Targaryen, that boy is House of the Dragon, yeah, that shit's Rhaenys Targaryen, that girl's Corliss Velaryon, that man's Aemon One-Eye, yeah, is I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy that House of the Dragon is getting the much deserved love that it deserves. but I want to bring the conversation with Corliss and Daemon back. Corliss sat Daemon down and said the truth. After second sons, we're here to raise the roof. Anyone get live, we gon' break this shit down. Viserys is the only one wearing the crown. I support you, brethren, cause I know how you ride. You're an open book and you ain't got shit to hide. You know me, man, I'm here to survive. Ain't no one taking shit that I will provide. The pirates gon' learn that me and you is team. Blood of the dragon will be redeemed. Rule the stepstones and make it just seem. And make more money on the side, it's a dream. Viserys will be happy that you rule your own land. And I'll be happy with my ships in demand. So let's show these pirates who's the boss up in town. If fire and blood, that's how we get down. There's another one. So bring it home, baby. Probably 20 million people was watching the episode tonight. Let's get the 30 mil next episode. So let's go. Dragon, y'all. Gonna blow away rings of power. The show of the hour. Oh, God. Yeah, I love putting you together. It's like, I know y'all enjoying yourselves. I mean, me too, man. The best thing about it is the memes. Can't go wrong with funny ass memes. All right, now, about to be out of here. I tell you, HBO has put me to work. We'll see everybody next week, episode 3. I can't wait.
Oh man, thank you all so much for hanging out with us here tonight. Thank you so much, Zod Rider, for joining the discussion. Thank you,
you for
Abu
having me.
Nas, being a wing person on this series.
Oh, yes.
Folks, next week, same time, we will be on Abu Nas's channel to review episode 3. Which looks
Gonna be fire.
it's gonna be nuts, and I cannot flipping wait. Thank you guys so much for all the chats, all the super chats. If you're watching this
love.
on the replay, thank you so much for watching, and please do hit that thumbs up. We will see you next time. Bye.